is In the Know for Thursday, April 11, the 102nd day of 2024. There are 264 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. It's soggy here. That means it's also soggy in Augusta, so that means the Masters is delayed. Something weird happened yesterday. It struck me as odd. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Dee. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I think we're both rolling Mach 9. I was behind, so...
Wait until you see what's in the back of my vehicle.
Oh, mercy. I can't wait for that. You got your Kiss concert shirt on today.
I do, yes.
So are you planning to see Kiss in concert before they... I don't know.
I've seen them before.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah, me too. I did see where Aerosmith has finally rescheduled their Louisville date, so it's going to go on sale again in a couple of days.
Are we going?
Well, we tried last time, but I don't know. We'll have to talk about that later, I guess. While I was in sick bay this week, I had a grilled cheese sandwich.
You did.
And I don't have one of those very often. I ran across this information. I didn't go looking for it, but according to Pepperidge Farm, it says America eats enough grilled cheese sandwiches in a year to fill nearly 900 Olympic-sized swimming pools. 5,000 adults were surveyed and found an average person eats 36 grilled cheeses per year? That would be one every 10 days. I bet I don't have one every 2 years. So how does that...
The math is not mathing for me, but I guess I'm just not average.
I mean, even if you had one a week, you would be just 52 a year. So, but for the average person to be 36?
I think your math is off.
There's 52 weeks in a year. If you have, not my math, their math.
Right,
wow.
Yes.
So, anyway, the grilled cheese was good. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a little bit different.
He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the Sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I'm kind of behind. I don't know why. I know we were late getting in places this morning, and then, of course, the audience doesn't get to see the camera shots before they go on the air. So, like, all the hair fluffing and the, getting in position and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, there's only one person that gets to see that, and that person doesn't look at it, so...
Yeah. It's just kind of funny So today it looked a little more chaotic.
I'm glad I asked a question one day before I did something, Sam. Just saying.
Rain showers probably hindering spring sports today, wouldn't you imagine?
So I'm waiting on confirmation. There's some scuttlebutt. Or scoop. I don't know if it's scoop or scuttlebutt, which aspect that baseball's already been canceled for today. So we were supposed to be at Donnelly Field. I would be stunned if it's not true that the game has been canceled, but I'm waiting on confirmation. But I would imagine that we will not be. Now, I know softball, I think Ohio County, theirs is a turf field, so they could theoretically potentially still play softball at Ohio County. So I don't know what could potentially happen there.
Well, if you've got a dirt and a grass field, the amount of rain that you're going to get today is going to be hard to get it whipped back into shape.
We're also supposed to be there tomorrow, and I'm not even necessarily confident that we're going to get in tomorrow's game, which is disappointing because we're getting to the point now where we're running out of games, and we can only be in
dates.
Yeah, we can only be in so many places at once.
It will be another soggy and mild day. The temperature wasn't too bad yesterday. It was just kind of a blah day. We'll see passing showers. Going to see some downpours through tonight. Periods of rain and storms today. We'll see a high of 67. Showers, 48 tonight. Showers fade tomorrow and a high of 60. Saturday looks great, though, and Sunday looks not too bad as well, so there'll probably be plenty of grass to mow by the weekend after this the week full of rain that we got. So that's what your forecast looks like. I saw yesterday, Sam, I saw John Calipari wearing red, and it was one of the oddest things I've ever seen. I'm not so sure if it would be more odd to see me wearing red or him wearing red.
Probably
But
you.
It just stood out, though. I thought, that just doesn't look right.
It's because
and,
you've been so used to 15 years of him wearing blue or black or something.
I guess so. But it was just extremely odd to see, and how much of his stuff, in his arsenal, like how quickly do they have to resupply all of his gear? It's just sort of odd. But he was announced yesterday to the Razorback community. Had fireworks and everything in Bud Walton Arena.
Their little line of "Cal to the Hogs" or "Cal the Hogs" instead of "Call the Hogs." I give him that. Pretty clever.
But I noticed he
props
wouldn't take the bait, though. He didn't do their old suey thing.
What's that sound like? You want to?
No, thank you.
Please don't make him do that.
Of his comments that he made yesterday, he took the biggest shot at Mitch, saying that coaches win games and administrations win championships. And I thought that was an odd statement to make. I think if the success had been there the last few years, the NIL would have been there. I don't know. I guess I don't understand that statement entirely.
He's talking about the practice facility.
Oh, but again, I think if he hadn't walled himself off from the community, I think that would have been easily done as well. I mean, Joe and Kelly Craft were willing to build the Craft Center. They would have been willing to build another another practice facility if they needed it. So it's a two-way street. And another note that I made this morning, people are talking about what Cal did for Kentucky, and he did a lot of great things in 15 years. He did a lot of great things in 10 years specifically. But let's not forget that Kentucky did a lot for Cal too. So it was mutually beneficial both ways. And so without that long run at Kentucky, then he's less attractive to Arkansas or to wherever he ends up after that. But I think that I think he spends a couple of years out there, maybe 2, 3, something like that. And I think he probably hangs it up at some point, but he'll be around for a while. So that's fine. It appears that Scott Drew seems to be emerging as the top candidate to replace. I think we knew that this time yesterday. I think that if there were, of the group of the top 3 that are being looked at, if there was one of them that was the closest to being a facsimile of Mitch Barnhart, it would be Scott Drew.
Not Danny Hurley?
Not Danny Hurley and not Billy. It's just, I think from a conservative standpoint, I think from a faith standpoint, I think from a integrity standpoint, I just think that if Mitch Barnhart could go into a store and he sell all different types of coaches, this is the type of coach that he would walk away with. I also think that Mitch is super competitive, and I think Scott Drew is likely super competitive. But this, as Cal has said many times, this program's not for everyone. If you can't hold up to the limelight, then it's probably not the job you want. And my guess is that's what the Drew family are considering.
Yes, because I know that his wife and son were in Lexington yesterday touring just to see, what is this? Are we going to like this or not? But I think I'm not necessarily on the Scott Drew train. Now, listen, I'd be happy to admit that I'm wrong in a couple of years if he wins multiple titles and so on. But the biggest thing with Scott Drew, and I heard somebody describe it as he is like an unseasoned ramen noodle.
Okay.
As far as the man's got no the personality just is not there. Like he's just kind of dry. And I heard some people saying, well, after having 15 years of Cal, maybe that's warranted.
He's the anti-Cal.
but I'm just worried that a guy like that will get chewed up and spit out at a place like Kentucky.
Yeah, there's a good
'Cause
chance of that.
You gotta have. Listen, you can say what you want about Cal and the swag and him being, that kind of is what this place needs, though. It needs that aspect of it, and that's why I think Danny Hurley would just be perfect because he's every bit of that and more. He's
But
cocky.
here's what I would offer to that, Sam. Though I know that the MHGs of the world say that you can act however you want so long as you win. So you can act like a goofball so long as you win. That stuff gets forgiven. You can be quiet and reserved, and people will accept that so long as you win. Winning causes people to accept all things. But I agree, you would want a coach that's got some charisma, but I don't think it's necessary.
No, I don't think it is, but also, I mean, you look at it and, I mean, the one thing that John Calipari and Scott Drew have out of the past 3 years in common is neither has made it past the first weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That'd be concerning, too.
that's a fact. I mean, yes, in 2021 he did win the national championship, but prior to that he had a lot of that same thing. And it's just, and listen, Danny Hurley might have said, nope, no thanks, we're not interested, good luck. And Scott Drew might be the next best option on the list. And if that's the case, then go for it. But I just, if I was Mitch Barnhart, I would have made Danny Hurley tell me no about 14 times. I would have just continuously called him, and to the point where, and maybe he has, to the point where I think somebody made the joke saying that he would need to file a restraining order against me. I would be bothering him so much.
So, well, it's a job. You got to have a thick skin. I was talking with Chris Winkle day before yesterday, and he said, arguably, the person who holds this job is arguably the biggest celebrity in the state. I said, not arguably. I said, 90% of Kentuckians can name the last 5 UK basketball coaches. 10% can name the last 5 governors. Mm-hmm. Right? And so you just rattle them off and you go, oh, yeah, well, and it's easy because there are 2 Bashirs in the last 5 governors.
Well, see,
I'm even trying, the coaches.
I'm even trying to think. I don't know that I could tell you who the governor was before Fletcher.
You don't know who the Fletcher before it was Patton.
Was it? Okay, that would have been my guess, but I would not have been confident in that.
Yeah. Then Wilkinson, then Collins, then John Y. Brown.
Okay. I'm curious how far you can go back now.
That's about it. I can go back to John Y. Brown. That's about it. Okay, some headlines to get to you locally today. A man has been arrested after being accused of burglarizing Hometown Hangout on West White Oak Street. Police viewed surveillance footage and observed a male enter a building through the rear door that had been left unsecured. They found Ruben Hernandez of Roanoke, Virginia, in an apartment on Penner Drive. He had multiple cases of beer and opened and product was taken. He was arrested, etc. Now, just because it says you can hang out there in the name does not mean it like 24 hours.
Right.
It's not a hangout around the clock. Mm-hmm. It's only during permitted hours. So just keep that in mind. An investigation into contraband being introduced into the Warren Regional Juvenile Detention Center has resulted in the arrest of a Litchfield man. The state police investigation began in December when detention officials alerted police regarding contraband cell phone found inside the facility. The lengthy investigation resulted in the arrest of 56-year-old Jose Soto, an employee of the detention facility and from Litchfield. Also failed to tell you at the beginning of the show that overturned semi-trailer on 62 between Litchfield and Clarkson. Looks like they're going to have that reopened in about half an hour to an hour. They thought it was going to take several hours because it's a lumber truck and they thought they would have to offload the lumber to then upright the truck. They were able to get the truck back on its wheels without unloading it, which will save a tremendous amount of time. So still going to be rough through that area for a little while, but not as long as what they originally anticipated. Registration renewals that are typically sent in March to Kentucky vehicle owners have been delayed to mid-April due to the ongoing issue with the state system. The CAVUS system that was launched in January is used by county clerk staff to perform vehicle and vessel-related transactions. CAVUS generates the data used to prepare and send renewal notification postcards. So some of the difficulties in getting that spun up have led to some delays. If you have a vehicle registration expiring in April, you can go to drive.ky.gov to renew online. You just have to enter your title number found on a previous year's registration document and your license plate number, and they'll be able to pull that up. If there's any late fees or your insurance has lapsed and they don't have that on file, you won't be able to do it online. And I think if it's beyond a single day beyond the deadline, I think you can't renew online as well. So just be aware of that. The legislature tomorrow will start taking up the vetoes from the governor, things they sent to his desk that he has signed and sent back. It was House Bill 5, which is the Safer Kentucky Act. That's a little more comprehensive, and we may get into additional discussion on that in a moment. He vetoed HB 7, which deals with autonomous vehicles. He says it doesn't fully address questions about safety and security. He vetoed the bill that allows landlords to refuse to accept federal government housing assistance in paying for rent. He vetoed HB 388, which requires local elections in Jefferson County to be nonpartisan. He said that if that makes good government, then the General Assembly should make all elections in the Commonwealth nonpartisan. Good argument. HB 513 says installation or removal of statues, monuments, etc. must be approved by the General Assembly. Let's see if there are any others. He vetoed the EV charging station bill. He vetoed the Nuclear Energy Development Authority bill, and one on horse racing, sports wagering, and charitable gaming, creating that as a separate entity away from that. So anyway, the legislature will have, what did they hold back, like 3 days, I think, in order to readdress that. State receipts grew 12.7% over last March, so rolling in the money still. And Josh Allen, the pass rusher and former UK standout, apparently has agreed to a 5-year, $150 million contract with the Jaguars. I always thought he would maybe get a better shot somewhere else, but he apparently likes it in Jacksonville and is going to stay there.
It's been one of the better teams, too, in that division for the past couple of seasons as well.
Yeah, they just, I don't know. They're just not really get excited, about, it's hard to get excited
He's
about
got Luke
that.
Fortner down there, too.
He does, but he's also got, Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, he needs a haircut. We're going to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around. You're on In the Know.
What do you call someone who puts your family's interests ahead of their own? Someone who takes time to listen without rushing you or passing judgment. Someone you can count on to help guide you through one of life's most difficult times. At Watkins Funeral Home, we call someone like that a friend of the family. For families making funeral arrangements in Litchfield, there's only one thing you need to know. You've got a friend at Watkins Funeral Home. For more information, visit us online at rogers-watkins.com.
For more than 70 years, Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center has cared for the health of our friends, neighbors, and family members in Grayson County and beyond. We've celebrated every beautiful newborn, every successful surgery, and every healed injury. Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center is focused on finding solutions to your health challenges. As part of the Owensboro Health System, we want to keep you healthy. We want to make you proud.
If you're the average person, you only think about income taxes from January to April. But the choices you make 12 months a year have a big impact on your tax return preparation and even your refund. Making adjustments to your financial matters during tax filing season is like trying to lose weight during a routine doctor visit. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart work year-round to advise clients on important financial decisions so that during tax filing season, you're carrying a lot less stress and worry. Join the Peace of Mind team with Buckles, Travis & Hart, 270-259-5604 or GraysonCPAs.com.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start June 3rd. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a future designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info.
We only started this road trip 15 minutes ago, and we have about 6 hours left. But there's a McDonald's right off this exit, and that kind of feels like fate. Deal.
Get a McDouble, McChicken, 4 McNuggets, or small fries. Buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for product of equal or lesser value.
Intel is announcing its latest AI chip. The company says Gaudi 3 is faster and cheaper than market leader NVIDIA's chips. NVIDIA currently owns 80% of the market. Meat packers are increasingly looking to robots for help. Aaron Morale reports.
Meat companies are spending billions of dollars on automating some of the more difficult jobs at meat packing plants, which they say can improve staffing and safety while cutting costs. Profit margins across the 3 major protein segments, chicken, beef, and pork, were strained over the past year. And with more than $200 billion in annual sales, the U.S. meat industry is under pressure to run more efficiently. U.S. meat processors spent about 5% of their capital investments on advanced automation in 2023. Tyson, the largest U.S. meat company by sales, lost $648 million last year.
And Apple's iPhone production doubled in India during the company's past fiscal year. $14 billion worth of iPhones were produced in the country. According to Bloomberg, 1 of every 7 iPhones is made in India. Tech Report, Mark Mayfield, NBC.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up. The sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up.
Today is Poutine Day. It's delicious, but it needs a new name. I'll only eat it. Look at the Canadian Pavilion at Epcot. Cheese and it's French fries with cheese and basically chili, gravy, etc. It's good.
Cheese curds.
Yeah, but it needs a different name. Cheese Fondue Day. Barbershop Quartet Day. Let the record reflect I did not play barbershop quartet music.
Thank you.
And it is 8-track tape day today.
Okay.
I always loved it about 8-track tapes is that you could hear the other side if you turned it up loud enough. You could hear the song on the track you were listening to, but you could hear the little bit of the track would be playing on the head on the other side, and you could hear the other, especially in the gaps between the songs.
I don't remember that.
It's kind of cool. But
Interesting.
Sam, did you hear in the tech report that they were talking about how Tyson Foods had lost millions of dollars last quarter or whatever? I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah, I did hear that. Well, you did see
a Hail Mary.
You did see what they did to the KSR crew, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Which is
pretty good.
Objectively, that's well done. Well done.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Sent him some Dino Nuggets.
Yeah, Dino Nuggets. I found, so there's the age-old expression that, or the conundrum. What armrest belongs to who on the middle seat of an airplane?
We know this. We know the answer.
Well, I don't know that we do. Because a United Airlines flight attendant gave her 2 cents worth in the ongoing who is entitled to the 2 armrests in a row of 3. So a passenger posted on Reddit last week that the flight attendant made an announcement right after boarding to clarify who gets to use which armrest on the flight. The person wrote, to my surprise, he was very emphatic that no person gets 2 armrests. So then how are they divided up? So he explained that every person is supposed to use the armrest on their right if you're on the starboard side, the right side of the plane. And if you are on the port side of the plane, on the left side, you're supposed to use your left elbow. And that is because you should be leaning away from the aisle where carts, flight attendants and other people are walking.
Okay, I don't disagree with this.
I don't. Yeah,
I can live with
If
this.
you can get everyone to agree,
Yes,
then
I
that
can
might
live
be
with
okay.
this, but I'm always in the middle, so I have strong opinions.
So etiquette experts have suggested that because riding in the middle seat is torture, perhaps that person should be given priority when it comes to the use of the armrest. And travel expert Chris Elliott feels that once you board the plane, it's survival of the fittest. Anyone who says the armrest belongs to anyone is blowing smoke. So, and also this flight attendant announced that there will be no armrest drama would be tolerated on this flight.
That's funny.
Having some fun with it. So
That's funny.
thought it was pretty neat.
It's been so long since I've even flown to remember.
Oh my goodness, I'm always in the middle. Oh, always.
And
in the
I'm most
middle.
always on the aisle. So
Yes.
what does that mean? That means the kid gets the window because she wants to look
Yes.
out.
And that's okay, but there's a lot of times that we travel by ourselves, and it's not the kid on the other side. So I'm going to say size. I take that into account. But otherwise, those middle armrests are mine. Now, if Mark were to my right, I would on the window side, I would be more inclined, and I would be more on board with what doing to the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have clearly strong opinions about this.
So I ran across something else that has gone viral in a video. A mom was speaking out about the 9 most important minutes of every child's day. And it reminded me of something that you were very deliberate about with Alea, and it kind of rubbed off on me that I have tried to be very intentional about it as well. And especially considering the circumstance in which, right? So her history, etc. That the 3 minutes they wake up,
Yes.
the 3 minutes after daycare or school, and the 3 minutes before bed
Absolutely.
are the 9 most important minutes of a child's day.
You're going to get your most.
That's right. And
And the
so
best.
the 3 minutes
the
to
3.
start the day is expressing just confirmation that they're loved, supported, secure, another day, optimism, etc. Your 3 minutes after school or daycare is just kind of a check-in on, that's a good opportunity
there.
for you to see how their barometer is running, whether they just need time or whether something bad happened or whether they're charged up. And then affirmation at the end of the day and getting them ready for whether it's prayers or just whatever it might be. So I think I've noticed that probably as she gets older, it's less than 3 minutes.
Probably.
You know, she sort of dictates
Yeah.
that.
But it's, yes.
But I
it's
think it's
still-
a helpful thing
The
for
elements are
parents.
still there, even though it may be shorter than the 3 minutes.
Speaking of parenting, it says even though they'll hate you for it, you might want to postpone giving your child a phone. Cell phone use causes children to get less sleep, less exercise, and spend less time with other children. It also makes them self-conscious, lowers their self-esteem, and causes depression and anxiety. Yep.
You think?
Can.
It's hard to disagree.
Good news for Olympians who are going to Paris this summer. Gold medal winners at the Paris Olympics will not only get a gold medal, they will get a $50,000 cash prize.
Oh, okay.
So it makes putting in the training maybe a little bit. It is weird to call them amateur athletes, and we let professionals play in the Olympics now. The dream team and a lot of Major League Baseball players. Is soccer part of the Olympics yet, Sam?
Yeah.
Or because they have the World Cup? It is? Okay. So, but
No, it's
at
not
the-
as like not many. I don't think as many of the pros will go. Sometimes they'll do like what baseball does and send like
collegiate teams or
or not all of the pros will go because it doesn't have the same. Well, I don't know the word for it. Prestige as the World Cup.
So at the LA Olympics in 28, all 3 medals are going to get $50,000. So whether you get gold, silver, or bronze, you're going to get.
Shouldn't it be like 75, 50, 25, or?
I would have kind of thought that it would be could be tiered, but I think it's just more of, rather than it being a prize, it's just more of a reimbursement for expenses and time.
So there's not been money involved all along?
No, but they typically, what they will do is these athletes, they end up on the Wheaties box.
Okay.
They end up with sponsorships and other paid endorsements in these.
Goodness.
It's like the U.S. men's basketball team. You think LeBron needs 50 grand?
Yeah, well, and how do they do that? Like in the team sports, they split the $50,000 50 ways, or
It'd be interesting on how they,
I don't know how.
I guess I was thinking of like the other part of the Olympics, like the parents who have raised the kids going to endless classes and all of that, the expense involved in travel, and to get them to be the ice skater or whatever. I guess I always thought there was some kind of reward other than holding the cup, which not to diminish, but
notoriety and fame, and they can. I will
just assumed.
I will tell you. I think I shared this. I ran into in Washington D.C. at a sports place across from the hotel at the Navy Yard, where the KBA bases our operations when we go up there. We met a former Olympic swimmer. But she was swimming for swimming for maybe the Virgin Islands has a team, or one of the territories has a team. It was the U.S., but not actually part of the U.S. team. So
That's
thought it was,
cool.
and so she was waiting tables. But so it shows you there are lots of Olympians that you never really, run into again. Reese's is getting ready for the Paris Games. They are unveiling their medals to honor Team USA. So you will be able to get medal shaped. They're not just the round. They have kind of the ribbon on the top of them. If they can make trees and other things, then they can make Olympic medals. So look for them. There's something called Legends and Newcomers that Reese's is participating in. Krispy Kreme is launching their new Kit Kat collection. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar starting Saturday. No, starting yesterday for a limited time. Kit Kat lovers can, from Krispy Kreme, get the Kit Kat Crunch Donut, the Kit Kat Cookie Dream Donut, and the Kit Kat Salted Caramel Brownie Donut.
Does that come with a side of insulin?
They probably do.
Milk? Can I get some milk?
Milk would be good too, without a doubt.
You're probably going to need both.
Perhaps.
You're probably going to need both.
You're probably right about
Milk
that.
with a side of insulin.
Sometimes you get the perfect collision or combination of a photo and a headline, and it's almost as if like, yeah, of course, this makes perfect sense. So an ex-restaurant worker in a stolen SUV told police that the car was a tip from a customer. A Tulsa woman was arrested after claiming that the stolen SUV she was driving was a birthday tip from a customer at the restaurant that she worked at. 53-year-old Angela Harrison was arrested and was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle.
Let me know when you want her picture.
I'll let you know when I'm ready. The police received a report about a stolen white Jeep Liberty and tracked the stolen vehicle until they were able to stop it during a traffic stop. They said that Harrison claimed she was at a gas station just an hour before the stop when she ran into a former customer of hers when she worked at, let's see it, the Waffle House. So she told officers that the customer gave her $10 cash and the white Jeep Liberty because her 53rd birthday was coming up in a few weeks.
53. Woo!
Yes, exactly. I thought 53. I'm 53.
I was going to say, I was like, did you go to high school with her?
Wow.
I apparently could have, but there's just something about.
Does that make you feel a little better?
She's not happy.
And who wouldn't buy that story? A really good customer gave me a vehicle as a tip. Oh, mercy. Can you imagine her asking her how you want your eggs? However you want to send them, lady. It'll be okay. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. The water cooler question, your chance to win. Coming up here on In the Know.
Get ready for Arrival from Sweden. Performing the music of ABBA. April 25th, River Park Center. The original production. And direct from Sweden, 100% live. Tickets on sale now. Visit riverparkcenter.org. Don't miss Arrival from Sweden, performing the music of ABBA. Sponsored by Atmos Energy.
Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down. Ooh.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Whether taking on large commercial landscapes or your own backyard, let Steel help with your pursuit of the perfect cut. Introducing Steel's zero-turn mowers for homeowners and pros. With a wide range of features and options, like our advanced four-wheel suspension system and 0% financing available, it's time to let the pursuit begin. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com/zero-turn. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Do you know what red flags to look for when considering an investment opportunity? Fraudulent sellers might make unsolicited contact, tell you everyone is buying it, and pressure you to invest right now. They make hefty promises over the phone, but never put them in writing. At the Department of Financial Institutions, we have a saying. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. We're on a mission to educate Team Kentucky and protect your hard-earned dollars. Visit us online at kfi.ky.gov for more information.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, sohd.info.
Twin Lakes weather. Showers and thunder from this afternoon into the evening, but will gradually dry up as we head into tonight. Highs today in the 60s for tonight. As we see some of these clouds clear, we'll fall down into the 40s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Street lights along the highway, throwing throwing shadows in the dark.
Did you know Antarctica is the only continent without any reptiles or snakes?
Checks out.
So, but they probably got penguins. Penguins are awful formal. All right, here's today's water cooler question. It's your chance to win. If you're not won in the last 30 days, you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. And we've got 2 tickets to Arrival from Sweden at the River Park Center in Owensboro on April 25th. You are going to text your answer to 270-259-6000. Text your answer to 270-259-6000. And the question is this. The average person owns 9 of these. The average person owns 9 of these. 270-259-6000. Text your answer.
I'm trying to think of things that I own 9 of.
The average person owns 9 of these.
Do I own more or less?
More.
What about you? Or is it a combined thing?
More.
Interesting.
Okay, you all give that some thought.
That
All right,
doesn't,
of all
that
the
doesn't
things-
help at all. So
All the funny things that happened yesterday, the Chip Gaines Twitter beef probably made me laugh more than anything. Because, of course, is Scott Drew in Lexington? Is he not in Lexington? Blah, blah, blah. You know, the chasing tail numbers on planes, etc. So Chip and Joanna Gaines, of course, are from Waco. They're supportive of Baylor. They both went to Baylor, or at least I know for sure he did. I think they both did. And so they're protective of their coach. They want to keep him. So they start saying, no, not a chance. You know, not a chance in France. Scott Drew's ours, hands off, Kentucky, etc. So, you know, then somebody says, who the blank is Chip Gaines? And Chip Gaines says, ask your mom. She knows who I am. It's like, that's well done. Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, ask your mom.
Ask your
Because, you know, a lot of times, whether it's, you could be that as throwing shade, like, ask your mom who I am. But it's like, your mom would know who I
Yeah.
am because she watches Fixer Upper. So I thought that was super funny yesterday. And will they become part of Big Blue Nation if Scott Drew comes to Lexington? We need an Ashley replacement, so I don't know.
I don't know that Ashley's replaced. She just hasn't been around as much.
She's not been very visible.
I don't. It is kind of interesting as to why. I wonder if her and Cal had a falling out.
Maybe. Trivial Pursuit, LeVar Burton is going to host a new game show. You know, he got passed over. I don't know that he got passed over. He just didn't get selected out of all the guest hosts of Jeopardy. They went a different direction. Now Ken Jennings has ended up with the job permanently.
Were you on his side, or?
I liked him fine.
But you said Ken Jennings has grown on you, right?
He has. Ken Jennings' history of the show is proving to be valuable, and so that kind of helps. It just feels like he kind of fits where I thought Alex was the host of the show. You know, I'm the host and I'm hosting this show, and Ken Jennings feels more like a game of friends, and you got one guy who's running the game and the rest of them are playing, and he knows what it feels like to be in their shoes. Alex didn't know what it was like to be in their shoes, so I've kind of come to appreciate that. But I will tell you, to go from they've been going through these what we'll just call best of tournaments. They've had tournaments of past champions, previous winners. Then they just came out of the Jeopardy Invitational Tournament. And then they've returned to regular episodes starting yesterday, where they took the reigning champion from the last regular season game last July and brought him back. And they were awful. Like the contrast between the best Jeopardy players and then just your people that managed to get on the show. In previous weeks, they were like running categories and they were answering most all of the questions. They were getting them, and it was a game of math and the proper wagers. And to go yesterday back to, there were so many clues that they didn't even ring in on. They just went, I don't know. It just looked like watching freshman basketball all of a sudden. It was just extremely weird. So it's just all about perspective. Melrose Place is getting a reboot starring Heather Locklear. We okay with this?
I don't really care.
Indifferent.
I couldn't even.
Whitney yesterday. I don't care.
Couldn't tell you what this is or anything.
Margot Robbie will produce a movie based on the iconic game of Monopoly. Was she just taking on the pantheon of all the pop culture icons? She takes on Barbie. Now she's going to take on Monopoly. I mean, what can be next?
Who plays the Monopoly Man, though?
That's a good question. Dennis Cook.
I mean, they look identical.
Look very similar. They look. They both equally look good in a monocle.
And Dennis does have strong background in acting,
without a doubt.
But it's I don't know if strong might have been too strong of a word to use, but he does have a background in acting.
Strong, if you mean like smelly.
That's your comment.
And then if you've not seen the Ryan Gosling, Chris Stapleton promo for SNL, it's worth seeing. It's better seen than heard. But Gosling is hosting SNL on Saturday evening, and Chris Stapleton is the musical guest, and that will probably be a pretty good episode. Be hard to top the Kristen Wiig episode, but I'll be tuned in. So look forward to that coming up on Saturday or Sunday afternoon, recorded as it turns out for me most often. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Chart Toppers, and more coming up. You're on In the Know. Plus, we'll let you know who won the water cooler question.
Sooner or later, we lose the people we love. That's a very uncomfortable thought, but it's true, which begs an important question. How do we live in the shadow of absolute loss and still enjoy a happy, fulfilled life? Legendary college basketball coach John Wooden was 99 years old when a reporter asked if he was afraid to die. Coach Wooden immediately answered, "Absolutely not. Nellie and I were married for 53 years, and I look forward to seeing her again." Coach Wooden lived each day with hope because he believed there was more to this life than just living and dying. He believed the most important parts of life, his relationships, would carry forward after death, that he would see the people he loved again. For Coach, the grave wasn't the end. It was a doorway to a greater reality. Because he didn't fear the future, he lived every day of his life without fear. The sobering truth is that each of us lives in a broken world where suffering is unavoidable, and yet we can still live with gratitude, purpose, and meaning if we anchor our lives in the idea that good really does overcome evil and life really does overcome death. Only that hope is transcendent enough for us to live each day with peace and joy. Personally speaking, I'm with Coach Wooden. I am not afraid to die either, and because I share his same hope, I pray that I won't be afraid to live. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Your health is important to you. So when you find yourself face to face with sickness, your main concern is simply how to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. It begins the moment you walk through our doors, where you're greeted by our friendly, knowledgeable staff, and continues on with special services like free delivery. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
Your feel better starts here.
At Midway Pharmacy.
MB's point to ponder for today. What sound drives you right around the bend? Now for you, honey, you gotta pick one. Of the ones I know that drive you around the bend,
Okay.
you gotta pick the worst.
Mouth noises.
I was gonna say chewing.
You saw what I did there, then.
Do you have
chewing,
a?
yes, but you can make other noises with your mouth.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
yeah. But chewing,
Do you have a wani na na button?
No, I do not. But is there breaking news?
Scott Drew will remain at Baylor, per multiple reports.
Interesting.
Sorry, that just literally in the last 2 minutes came in. That he has passed on Kentucky's offer and will remain at Baylor.
Okay.
Nail clippers is my answer to your question. Drives me up the wall. I hate that sound.
You don't like the sound of
Oh,
nail clippers?
Okay.
There's a certain employee at K105 that would sometimes, when they came in to record at 4 o'clock, would decide, and I'm not naming any names, would decide that person wanted to clip their nails, and oh my goodness.
What an odd thing
Yes,
to do.
it wasn't. It wasn't like it was a. It was
Well,
more
you
of
can
a.
only
It
clip your
happened.
nails ever so often.
It happened
yes.
twice, but that
But
that
left
two
an
times.
impression.
It left
Friendly.
a big impression. But yes, that is the sound that gets to me.
Squealing
I knew that was yours.
Squealing
I didn't have to even
is the
wonder.
sound that drives me around the bend. The average person owns 9 of these. They are pairs of shoes.
I was close.
Pairs of shoes.
I marked it out.
So out of all the responses we got, Sam, surely we had multiple of those. So pick one in a moment, and you can tell us who it is.
4912.
4912.
Yes, is the phone number that ends. So we'll contact you. I said pants, so I was close. I was close.
Pants? Yeah, I'm above average in pants. And I have more than 9 pairs of shoes easily.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, knew you did. So where are you on the shoe category, Sam? You got 9 pairs of shoes?
I was trying to think. I might be right
at it.
Right at it.
line?
I'm 8, 9. In fact, I'm probably below. Probably below.
Do you think Danny Hurley has already said no?
I hope not. Now there is, if you wanted to go on the flight tracker, that the plane that went to, and then apparently this I just saw, O.J. Simpson has died. I just saw somebody commented. Wow.
O.J. Simpson has died. Wow. I'm glancing up. Fox News doesn't know it yet.
Interesting. But the plane that went to Waco yesterday has gone to New York City today. Now, that very well could be just it's the Crafts plane that the Crafts are doing business in New York City, or it could mean that they're talking to Rick Pitino, right?
Yeah, a lot of... To who?
Rick Pitino.
We're not that dumb, surely. We're not that dumb. No, absolutely not. On TV
Would you
tonight,
not welcome him back?
I would absolutely not welcome him back. Young Sheldon is on CBS tonight. Law and Order is on NBC. And then the Masters. I may become basketball agnostic. You're right. O.J. Simpson dies from cancer at age 76.
Wow.
So just popping up here in the studio. The Masters, I think they did get started about 9:30. The majority of the rain was coming early today in the storm.
Do you have a
they
pick?
pushed. So in my, they don't make you choose a amateur now in the fantasy golf on the Masters. So on past champions, I took Rahm so I could take Scheffler as the American international player. I took Cam Smith. I think it's Cam Smith, the kid that's been playing from Great Britain that's been playing so well. And then I can't remember. I took Koepka as my wild card, but I can't tell how well he's playing. But between Rahm, Scheffler, Smith, and Koepka, I should have a decent lineup there, even if one of them stinks up the place.
I picked Morikawa, which means
That's
he's
not a bad pick.
he's probably going to miss the cut because
Yeah, it's gonna be sloppy.
I put my hard-earned $1 on it on DraftKings. So
I invested no money in that. I was just playing the Masters
I mean,
version.
listen, I'm a high roller over here. $1.
I know. Listen, when Vegas talks about whales, they are clearly talking about you.
Oh, but
Today's highlight in history, this date in 1968, Lyndon B. Johnson signed into law the Civil Rights Act of 1968. Apollo 13 launched this day in 1970. That didn't turn out so well. I mean, it all ended well, but it was hairy. Ethel Kennedy is 96 today. Lisa Stansfield's 58. Joss Stone is 37. Meshack Taylor was born this date in 1947. You know, Meshack Taylor, he was just one of the girls on Designing Women. He was the only male woman, if you know what I mean.
I do. I liked that show.
Chart toppers.
When I could sneak and watch it.
For today. I'm so glad they finally released the catalog on YouTube so we could play Prince music. It's been harder to find. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today says, keep your face always toward the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. Keep your face always toward the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on